Hello, Facebook friends. How are you this Monday morning? Are you enjoying the beginning of your work week like I am? I hope you are. I'm just so excited when I get to come back to work because I just love my job so much. Inspiring others to get creative with their businesses is just something that I feel very passionate about. And so I get so excited when I get to come back and do it. And I bet you can't hear me because I don't have my headsets on. Now you can hear me. Oh, I do apologize about that. Um, what I was saying was that I am excited that it's a Monday morning. I hope you are too. I get so excited when I get to come back on and inspire you to be creative in your creative business and give you, just a few tips that have helped me throughout the growing process for my own business. So now that you can hear me better, I'm sure this is a lot easier for you than me having to feed it through something else. Okay, so I wanted to just come on here and give you a few ideas to think about for your creative business. So now that we're not using this microphone, I can push it out of the way. Let me go ahead and pull this up on my phone so I can see comments and answer you. So this month in my Success Circle group, so I was just on there in my inner circle, giving them, answering their questions, giving them one-on-one tips for why, why things aren't working for them or ways that they can incorporate, or encouraging them to push through some fear that they had holding them back. So we were just doing that this morning in my inner circle. And so I really felt compelled to come on here and just kind of give you guys a few tips for yourself. So this month is huge for my inner circle. We're talking about YouTube and how to use YouTube to help with your Etsy shops. So this is very important to me to teach this because it is a huge way that people have found me and my brand. So whenever I'm doing any one-on-one consultations with my clients, or if I'm in a group, or I just start to talk to people that I meet face to face, I always ask them, that's always one of the main questions I ask them. So how did you hear about me? How did you learn about Southern Charm Wreaths? Or where did you find me to start the process of our client relationship together? And 9 times out of 10, it's on YouTube. They found me on YouTube. They started watching me. Then they would come over to Facebook, or they would join in an email list where I would talk to them and get to know them a little bit better. And then that's where they might make a sale. So it happens. A majority of the time they find me on YouTube. So I thought, it's funny because I wasn't really even doing a lot to promote my YouTube channel. I mean, at first it was just a place to house videos so that I can put more on my blog, not necessarily of a way for me to intentionally build an audience there. So that's what I want. I thought it was very refreshing to know that you don't have to be perfect in order to make a difference, if that makes sense. And I know that some of you are probably, well, why? Why would that work? Why would being on YouTube even help, say, for example, my Etsy shop? And let me tell you the answer. YouTube is owned by Google. So whenever you Google anything, I just want you to practice it right now. Go Google something. How to make a wreath, how to make a cake, how to decorate a shelf, how to anything, just how to anything on Google, and you're going to see what populates on that first page of Google. It's always YouTube. It might not be the first few posts. It might be down the 5th post or the 6th, but 9 times out of 10, there are 4 or 5, 3 to 5 YouTube videos on that first page.
Do you know how hard it is to get on the first page of anything on Etsy, on Google, on anything that you search for? So it's very important to note that you can get found in your niche, in your industry, by just having a presence on YouTube. So I wanted to kind of come on here, encourage you to think about YouTube, and give you suggestions on some videos on that you could create for your own YouTube channel that will help get brand awareness for your Etsy shop. Okay, so some videos that we have, some suggestions for videos that you could do and that I've done in the past that have worked for me. Oh, hi, Lauren. Lauren's asking, do you do a live on YouTube? Yes, I've done lives on YouTube. You can if you want, and you don't have to. That's another great thing about YouTube is that you don't have to do a live if you don't want to. You can, or you don't have to, or you can repurpose a Facebook Live that you do that I'm going to be doing with this own video. So I just do one video, repurpose it, and put it on my YouTube channel. Hey, I'm all about working smarter and not harder. Okay, Lauren? Let's see. I think that's it. I think I was going to look at your questions and go at the same pace, but these are some suggestions for you on your YouTube channel. Like what YouTube videos can I possibly be doing that will help with building my brand, say on an Etsy shop? All right, so I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling jewelry, if you're selling cookies that you decorate, if you're selling Afghans, or if you're selling candles or woodworking or what have you. These are some video ideas that you could use, and there are many, many more out there. Number one is to introduce yourself, introduce your story, introduce your brand, your inspiration behind your brand, how you got started, what inspires you, where did your journey begin, and where do you plan on taking it. That right there is an awesome video just to start your YouTube presence with, a good intro video for your channel, so that people can just get to know the whole story behind your brand. Another option for a YouTube video for building brand awareness on your Etsy shop is to share your processes for production. So this would be a great opportunity for you to hone in on the quality products that you use, how you acquire the products that you use, maybe what inspires you to use certain products, why you like certain products. So you could use just to share your processes with the world. I know that a lot of you are worried about, well, why should I share my secrets? And I'm not asking you to share your secrets. So if you have a family recipe for that cookie that you bake and sell on Etsy, I'm not asking you to do that by any means. But I am asking you for people are interested, including your potential buyers, on a behind the scenes look into your shop, into what you're making, into your inspiration behind designs, things like that. So just share a little bit of your process, and that could be one video, or you could break it down into multiple different videos. Okay, so your buyers are interested in that, and so is your audience. You also have to remember that not everybody who watches you are going to buy from you, and that's okay. That's okay too. So you're building your brand awareness through the videos that you're creating on YouTube. All right. Another thing that you could do for a video on YouTube is to new product reveals. So for example, if you create wreaths, what if you found a new wreath design that you're really liking and that you've started making multiples of, or you're making one for every season, or maybe you're making a wreath and you're making a table arrangement, you're making a door swag and something else, they all like combine and go together, they just match. You know, that's what we call a product line. So maybe something like that, or if you've come out with a new jewelry, necklace or bracelet, anklet that all match each other and coordinate well with each other, a new product line. So you could do a video on a new product line. your inspiration around it, what made you think of the ideas, what inspired you, how you can use the product in their daily lives. So it might be, showing somebody wearing the jewelry for different events, or it could be somebody staging a wreath at different ways in the house, just incorporating the different product lines that you sell and how to use them in their daily life could be another idea for using YouTube to build your Etsy shop brand. Another thing that you could do is address frequently asked questions that your buyers always have. So those questions that you think, if I have to answer this one more time, I am going to scream. Those are great questions to include in some type of video that you're answering. So if you're going to answer one person, why not answer multiple people at the same time? And then you could take that frequently asked questions video and embed it onto your website or your blog or even your Etsy shop channel. Your Etsy shop, where there's a video that you can use on your Etsy shop, you could even include that there. So you can use the video and answer multiple questions to many people at one time, so that you're not answering the same questions over and over to people, because then you could even set up your Facebook Messenger bot to say, hey, thank you for your question. Go over to our YouTube channel where we answer our frequently asked questions, and just have it over there so that people can go over there and look. And what that's going to do, remember, is it's going to help you to get a brand awareness on YouTube channel, which is also going to help in Google searches if you use the right keywords and stuff. All right, so Lauren's question is, should we handle videos differently on YouTube versus Facebook? Great question, Lauren. And that really depends on your audience. And I find that it just depends, because I know some people who take their their Facebook Lives, and they upload it, the raw live video, over to YouTube, and they have no problems with it. I know several people who do that and no problems. However, there are a couple of times when I might do a Facebook Live, and I'll upload it to YouTube, and some people will not understand, who are you answering questions to? What's this all about? So what you need to do up front is let the YouTube channel know that this is a replay of a Facebook Live video, and then you get into the habit of rephrasing the questions like I just did for you, Lauren, asking the question you ask, should you handle videos differently on YouTube versus Facebook? So that way, when I repurpose this video and put it on my YouTube channel, the people on YouTube will understand what I'm saying and who I'm answering. So that just takes practice and getting into the habit of repeating the question back to the audience, and that way it's a little bit easier to understand when you're watching it, a replay on another station, if you will. I hope that answers your question, Miss Lauren. Good morning, Susan. How are you? Robin's question is, on average, how long should videos be? Well, Lauren, that really depends on your audience as well. I've seen YouTube channels that had videos that are 5 or 10 minutes long, and then I've seen YouTube channels that have videos that are 3 hours long. So it really just depends on your audience, what you're trying to accomplish. I find that when I am directly to the project, to the point, getting the purpose of the video completed and done, tends to work better for my audience. So my audience isn't so much about the engagement, which they do have engagement on my YouTube channel. I do answer questions, they ask questions and that type of thing. However, if I were to sit and chit chat about my pets and the weather and what's going on and the current holiday coming up, things like that don't tend to go over as well on my YouTube channel like they do on my Facebook. So I have to kind of keep that in mind, but really the length of your video depends on what you're trying to teach on the video, or what your purpose of the video is about, okay? But if your purpose, no matter what your purpose is, just to keep it on point and to the subject, and not so much of the chit chat conversation back and forth, unless it's a YouTube live video. That might be a little bit different. If it's a YouTube live, then you're going to want a little bit more one-on-one conversation going back and forth, because that's what they're there for. They're there for the live. Great question. Great question. All right, so another idea for your YouTube channel to help bring awareness to your Etsy shop could be trying out a new product in your industry. So our industry is always changing. So we've always got great people bringing up new product ideas, new ways to make the wreath making industry easier. I'm sure you've got the same thing with the jewelry industry. Oh my gosh, the cake decorating and cookie decorating industry is constantly changing with new ideas. And that's the same thing with the industry that you're in for your own Etsy shop. So what new products are you testing out or is working and that you're loving for your own product creation? So why not do a video on sharing that, why you like it, how it's helped you, how it's improved your product, how it's improved the quality of your product, how has it improved the way you can service your customers, no matter what it is. I mean, my gosh, it could be a new app you find on your phone to a new thing that helps you to ship something. You know, it doesn't matter. Or it could be anything under the sun. There is no limit to the amount of things that you could be sharing on your YouTube channel in regards to some new product that's come out in your industry. Another thing that I want you to get into the habit of is using your YouTube channel to have a call to action. So I know that might be a new word for a lot of you. What is a call to action? That is just a term that you're going to use to tell your YouTube watchers what to do next, or how to contact you, get more information from you, or where they should go to find out what the next step for your process is in your product creation, if that makes sense. So for example, a good call to action might be on YouTube, just the end screens. Hey, you watched this video, now go watch this video. Or maybe it could be a subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I want you to subscribe to my channel. It could be find us over here on Facebook, or make sure to join my mailing list. All of these are calls to action. It could be learn more on my website, things like that. You're just telling your audience after they've watched the video, what do you want them to do next? I want them to join a mailing list. Do I want them to go back to my blog? Do I want them to go to my Etsy shop and actually look for the items that we're selling? That type of things are all calls to action, and you can put them into place for your YouTube videos multiple ways. You could do it in the form of verbal, like I just said. You could put them in the form of cards that you attach to your videos. You could do the end screens. You can add them into the description of the video. So there's just multiple ways that you're going to ask for that next step from your viewers. And then again, I mentioned the keywords. Oh my gosh, you just want to put keywords everywhere. And that's one of the things that I'm teaching this week in my inner circle, is how to find keywords. Where do we want to place them on our YouTube channel? And just a better way of getting found in searches. Okay, so there's different tips and tricks. I don't want to call them hacks. They're not really hacks, because a lot of people know about them. To me, when I say hacks, it feels like a negative thing, like I'm doing something that breaks the rules, if that makes sense. And that's not what that is at all. Everybody knows about it, but it's not necessarily what I would call a hack. But how about just to teach you what most people know who market on YouTube already know. So we're doing that in our inner circle this month. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the link here before I forget, and then I could come back and answer your question. So if I've put the wrong one on there. Don't look at that one. So sorry. Here's my success circle That's the one we're talking about, YouTube, this month, not in the Wreath of the Month Club. I do apologize for that link. Okay, so Robin, I just put the link in there for you. Now, this is another reason why I love YouTube. I have hardly spent any effort on it. I mean, there is a lot to learn at first, but it's almost like riding a bike once you've learned it, okay? So you learn about the keywords, you learn about how to edit videos, you learn about how to upload and how to ask for questions and how to comment back and forth to your followers and stuff like that. You learn that stuff, but once you've learned it, it's almost like riding a bike. It really rarely changes. There are a few things that YouTube has changed over the years, but I'm seriously not a lot. A couple things that they've changed is video sizes have changed, but let's see what else. They've added the Facebook Live, I'm sorry, the YouTube Live feature has been added, but other than that, they really haven't changed a lot. I find that the layout doesn't change very often. So sometimes, you know how you log into into Facebook and things look different. And you're like, what the heck? Why is this different? Why does it all look different? I find that YouTube doesn't really do that a lot. I like to that I can look at my analytics and learn from it. What are analytics? Okay, so analytics are results of actions viewers have taken on your videos. For example, how did they find me on this wreath making a video, or how did they find me on, what links did they click or to find me here, and what videos are performing better than any other videos, and things like that are very important. Okay, so very important. I'll also teach you how to look at other people in your industry and get ideas that you can incorporate into your own YouTube channel. I also am going to go over with you what else? How to use the analytics because listen, you guys, sometimes why redo anything? I mean, why reinvent the wheel? Okay, so for example, if I'm doing YouTube videos and I see that one of my YouTube videos is very popular and is getting a lot of hits this month, then I might think, okay, I like that. My audience clearly likes that idea. How can I repurpose it and make another video with similar content to just bring me even more traffic and to feed what my audience likes even more? Does that make sense? So you look at the analytics and you're able to read them to figure out what content you should be producing next. But that's going to be taught this month in our inner circle. Let me see if there's any questions. Robin, I posted the link. Thank you for your interest. I can't wait to work with you, Robin. Let's see. Judy's just joining and the dogs are going to bark. Thank you, Diana. I'm so glad you're tuning into this Facebook Live and joining us. All right, so Lauren's asking, I just saw a camera that will go live on both simultaneously. I think that would be something to investigate in, Lauren. You would just have to test it with your own audience to see how that would relate. But you would have to keep in mind that you're going to have to look at two different audiences to ask questions and answer comments back and forth. But if you had somebody helping you, then that would be fine too. Lauren is full of questions. Lauren's asking, do you do live on YouTube? Oh, I've already answered that, Laura. I do a little bit of both. Let's see. I'm looking for any other questions that you might have regarding YouTube. No, Robin, it's the same. Inner circle, I say inner circle and success circle is the same thing. So my success circle group is my inner circle where I teach everything about business growth, ways to make multiple, income streams for your creative business. It's not just about selling sometimes on Etsy. Sometimes you've got to incorporate other things into your business to help diversify that income stream a little bit for you. So let me just say, for example, in the middle of summer, people on Etsy tend to have a slump in sales. I mean, that's just normal. You start to question yourself, like, what did I do wrong? Why are my things not good enough? That's what I used to do myself when I first started out. And then I realized it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with customers are not on their face. They're not on social media. They're not on Etsy. They're not on their computers. They're outside in nature. They're on vacations with family. They're enjoying the summer weather. They're not inside cooped up away from the weather and the elements like they are in the winter. Therefore, we're going to have that little slump in business. It doesn't matter what you sell, there's a little slump there. So I'm trying to teach women and men how to create content that will help them through that slump. In other words, when those sales start to slump, you want something else in place just to help you. So that's all I'm teaching you, of different ways to find that. Tammy, a question is, do you find YouTube more user friendly? Gosh, Tammy, that is a great question. You know what, Tammy, this is what I'm going to say to you, okay? Some people, let me just ask you this. Where do you like to eat a chicken sandwich? Okay, some people, you ask, their favorite chicken sandwich is going to be at a place like Chick-fil-A. Some people, you ask, their favorite chicken sandwich is going to be a place like Zaxby's. Some people, they're going to be another place and another place. They're going to have a favorite location, a favorite place to congregate to get that chicken sandwich, aren't they? Well, it's the same thing regarding social media, okay? So some people are going to only want to be on YouTube. They don't care what's going on Facebook. They're never going to have a Facebook channel or a Facebook presence. They're just not, they don't like it. They don't get it. They're on YouTube, okay? And some people are going to only be on Instagram. And then some people are only going to be on Facebook. All right, so it just makes sense that if they are also going to be on different places, not this, typically the same person isn't on all three. It's usually only us business owners that are on all three, if that makes sense. It's usually one person finds a location that they like, and that's where they stay. So it makes sense that we as business owners should be in those places. So I don't know, it really would depend on you as to where you prefer to play. So sometimes it could be Facebook is your playground and you love it. It's a lot easier for you. And if you've never been on YouTube, you're going to have a little bit of a hurdle to get over to learn, about how to use it. Just the same thing that you had to do to learn how to use Facebook marketing for your business, how to use your Facebook business page, how to create a post and schedule a post and how often to post and all of that. Those are all things that you learn in your business. And so this is another thing that you're going to also want to learn on YouTube. So whether it's easier for you or not, it just really depends on you. You could learn how to use YouTube and to prefer that over anything. Now, I know a lot of you are just worried and scared to death about doing a Facebook Live, and that's normal. That's normal. There's nothing, you're not there, you don't have anything wrong with you. You're going through a normal thing. And why not then do recorded videos that you upload to YouTube? You could do that. You could record videos and upload them to your YouTube channel, and start creating a presence over there. So, that's just a solution to some of you who are a little hesitant about getting in front of a live camera. Oh, yay, Christine just recommended my Inner Circle group. Yes, to your followers. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be working with you, Christine. And Christine is killing it with her legal business. Oh my gosh, she's offering so much good content. So you guys should go follow her. Lauren's also in the group. You guys should go follow Lauren. Lauren, good point. I see a lot of new people going onto YouTube first. They think that's where to look, not Facebook. Okay, so it really just depends on your audiences. Again, no matter where you're at, keywords is very important. You want keywords, okay? Lauren knows just as well about keywords on her Etsy shop because she's an Etsy expert teaching women and men how to use Etsy for their own businesses. So Lauren knows all about keywords. And so it's just important that you would factor that in no matter where you're at. If you're on Facebook, then keywords. If you're on YouTube, keywords, okay? So yeah, great question. Thank you for that question, Miss Tammy and Miss Lauren. All right, so I think that is Jill. Do you think we should use Facebook Marketplace? I have an Etsy page, but no luck of selling anything. Well, Jill, okay, that's a good question. It has nothing to do with YouTube, but I'll go ahead and answer it. Jill, your Etsy page, I would ask you, why are you not getting sales? Are you not getting views? Are you not getting found? Now, there is a Facebook live that I did last week. If you want to go check it out in the videos, or go to my website, southerncharmreads.com. I believe it's the first one listed up there, and I gave great tips for Etsy shop owners. Etsy shop owners tend to make the same mistakes. No matter which ones I ask, when they're not making the sales, they're making the exact same mistakes. So go check that out. I give you all of those great tips, keywords, where to put them, how often to post, what about your photos, and all of that. Maybe you could find some tips on there first. I find, though, that with the Facebook Marketplace, I go there, and a majority of the people go there to look for things that are secondhand. In other words, where to find a used washer, where to go find a used sofa, where to go find anything that you might find, say, at a garage sale. Okay, so you need to ask a question to yourself. Do you want your items sold at a garage sale type environment? Okay, now if you're selling items that are like $5 or $10, that might work for you. I offer, I ask for a little bit more higher priced items in my Etsy shop, so people are not willing to go to a garage sale and drop $187 on a wreath. Does that make sense? So it just depends on what you're selling. Majority of the time, though, if you're selling wreaths, that's not a good location. You're going to find that you can't get premium dollar for it. And if you do tend to make sales for $50 wreaths, you're going to be cranking them out a lot. And when that happens, that means that you probably could up your prices, but you won't be able to get that price then on that marketplace. I hope that makes sense for you. I hope that helps, Jill. So Jill, it really just depends on what you're selling, what the value of, what the price point is of what you're selling, and if you can get your value, what you're worth out of it. Okay, because when I go to the marketplaces, I just find a lot of secondhand selling that happens, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I am always looking for a deal, but do I really want my Etsy products to be a deal? No. All right, Matt, I think people who are looking for tutorials on how to do something naturally congregate to YouTube because they want to see it, how it's done. A lot of people are visual learners rather than reading instructions. That's absolutely true, Matt. So when I am learning how to do anything, I always go to YouTube first. If I purchase this new app that everybody's talking about and I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate it and I can't get it, I go to YouTube first. I don't go to the apps tutorials. I always go to YouTube, and the majority of the people do. So that's another reason why it's important to get on YouTube. Just another place where you can have your brand story. Another way you could get a brand awareness about your Etsy shop, and how to get people used to seeing you, seeing what you have to offer. Really, it is all about knowing, liking, and trusting you. Customers like to know who they're buying from. And when you're on a digital place like Etsy, you can't get in front of the buyer. You can't see their facial expressions. You can't, touch and feel your products. So it's just another place where you could just get in front of more people, talk to them, have conversations, introduce your product lines, answer frequently asked questions, maybe some close-up products that you offer, talk about the feeling and the textures and how it looks wearing it, or maybe if you're selling baked goods, how does it taste, and having other people taste it on video and stuff like that. So just having all of that is just another place for you to build your brand awareness. So if you're interested in learning about the YouTube channel, how to build a YouTube channel from start to finish, I'm going through how to brand your YouTube channel, how to make it look consistent across all of your social media, what you should be including, where you should put your keywords for your YouTube channel. And then this week we're talking about keywords, the apps that I've found that I use to find keywords, how do I use keywords to create what videos will be popular next, and how to record video, equipment that I use, editing videos, what to say in your descriptions. All of that is going to be taught this month in our Success Circle group. That's just a couple more questions and then I'll have to end the video. So Tammy says that she sees young kids from 6 to 19 doing YouTube videos all that time and think it can't be hard. Then I think I can do this and freeze up. But all right, so you have to keep in mind, Tammy, this is the beauty of video. The kids, when they come to be our age, they're going to be brilliant at it. They're going to be so much more polished at their videos than we are, because we didn't get introduced to videos until later in life, and they're getting introduced to it at a young age, aren't they? I mean, my gosh, even young kids can go on and figure out how to do a FaceTime and how to talk and be on video with nobody talking back to you. So you're right in the fact that if they can do it, so can you. I would ask yourself, what's holding you back? Why are you freezing up? Where do you get stuck? Is it the actual creating the video? Is it that you created it and you're scared to hit that publish? Are you afraid of failing? Are you afraid of success? What part of it is that? Where are you exactly freezing up? And then you'll know where to start trying to figure that problem out for yourself. So for example, if you get to where you freeze up just because you're confused, you don't know where to start, you don't know where to end, then the Success Circle group that we're teaching this month will be a great benefit for you. If you get to the point where you record the video and you're just afraid to hit that publish, girl, I want to assure you that you have something very valuable to offer the world, okay? People want to hear from you. I know that feels weird at first when we're not used to putting content out there to the world. It seems like I'm just a regular person. Why would anybody be interested in what I have to offer? What you have to offer is your knowledge, what you have learned in your industry, what you have learned with your Etsy shop, what you have learned creating your products. They are interested in learning from you. They want to hear from you. You are valuable, okay? So you have something to offer. We all do, all right? So don't get hung up with that. So yay, Matt, I'll be glad to have you there and working with you and Robin. All right, so I think, Christine, I pre-recorded my first Facebook videos, the warm-up to doing lives. Right, so if you're a little hesitant about doing live video, pre-recording is definitely something that is good for you. Once you get used to doing Facebook Lives, I find that I prefer them over a pre-recorded. And let me tell you why. Because when you do a pre-recorded video, people expect a little bit more of a polished look, if that makes sense. When you're doing a live video, they expect you to slip up on words and get stumbled on, questions and things like that because you're trying to come up with things on the fly. Does that make sense? So once you do incorporate the lives into your content creation, it does almost take the edge off of being so polished and perfect. And nobody in the world has time for polished and perfect. I teach this all the time with my business group. Listen, Linda. People relate better when we're ourselves, when we're just down to earth, the stay-at-home mom working out of the office from home, trying to help and make a difference in the world online, okay? When we get behind the bright lights and the polished step-by-step training and tutorials and linking exactly, they don't relate to that. They can't relate to that. They're like, oh my gosh, she's got a videographer and spends all this money on lighting and links, and I could never be like that. So in other words, why should we try to be like that when our audience can't relate to it? We should be normal. We should be ourselves. That's why those vlogs on YouTube are huge hits. What a vlog is, it's a video blog. So in other words, you're going to see video people who once a day, they might come on and they just do a behind the scenes on their life. And I know if you have teenagers or young adults in your life, like I do with grown kids, teenage kids and grown kids, they're constantly on YouTube following these popular YouTube channels. And sometimes I look over and I'm like, what are they finding so interesting? Let me just see what's going on. I'm like, who cares about what this guy is eating for breakfast? Honestly, who cares about all of this? You know what I'm saying? But they found a niche. There are some people who just care. And you know why they care? Because they can relate to them. People go through life and they need entertainment. They could be entertained by a TV channel, or they could go to their favorite YouTube channel and be entertained there. So don't discount being on YouTube to help grow your brand story. That's all I'm getting at. That's all I wanted to show you, is that there are so many different videos that you could be doing to help grow your brand story. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to be perfect. You can make mistakes, which I've done in the past. I've had videos that are grainy, dark. You cannot hear the audio, but they're getting a lot of traffic and it's bringing in a lot of brand awareness for my business. Yay, Tanya, I've learned so much in your Success Circle group. I am so happy to hear that. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic start to your work week. I mean, this is why I love what I do so much. I really hope that if you find something, a fire in your belly, a little spark in your heart to start something for your own self, whether it teach people how to bake your cookies that have been in your family for years, or whether you're trying to sell that wreath on your Etsy page, whatever you're have it in your heart to share with the world. And it doesn't have to be something you sell tangible. Listen, you might have learned how to make the amazing spreadsheets in the business that you're working for, your 9-to-5 job. Did you know that you could sell this knowledge and help to pay off some of your bills? I'm just saying, you don't have to be tied to one area of your niche, okay? And then you can increase your awareness and you can actually help to pay for some of your bills by creating, a little niche for yourself, a little business, and just giving back to society, giving back to what you've learned. A lot of people join and look at my blog and they have no idea what a glue pan is. And I think to myself, it's a pan with glue. It's just glue pan. It's just a basic thing. But people who are new to my page, they have no idea. And that's the same thing when people come to your page or your business. They have no idea how you do things. They are clueless. They want to learn. And you could be the one that teaches them that. So kind of keep that in your mind and in your head, just to know that you have a lot of knowledge that you have learned over the years, and people do want to learn it from you. All right. So keep that in mind. check out my inner circle. You guys have a great rest of the week, and I'm going to be back on here later this week giving you more business tips with growing your YouTube channel. Bye.